really get it, so we can get connected. Then we go, okay, yeah, but we're in a place of an environment of learning, getting stuff. We're in here to get stuff. So I said, I want you to try this label on your head, and I give them post-it notes. And I write a big R on there, R, and they stick it on their head. And I said, you're a researcher. Take on being a researcher. What does that feel like? Oh, well, researching is fun because you can't get it wrong. And whatever you find, you find. And what you find takes you somewhere else, doesn't it? And what's your behavior when you're a researcher? Well, I choose what I want to research. You know, I know exactly where I want to go, and I'm responsible, and I start creating results. And I said, well, what about if I'm a researcher too? That's even better, because you've got the language, and we can all research it together. So we don't use the word student, because that reinforces the identity of waiter. We reinforce the creative, getting them to be creators by being researchers. And in fact, in any class, they're all researchers. But that's a very quick way to take them beyond identity on a Monday morning. Do you like that one, Candy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. And it'll work in a class. Do the sausage machine with people. One of the other bits of this process with the sausage machine is then we say, what's your relationship with yourself at its worst when you're learning English? And they draw a sausage. And they put all the words on, and we ask them for the ingredients. And then they stand up and present their crap relationship, their script relationship with themselves to the group. Okay, that's part of the process. And you go, is this sausage here that you've described, you know, it's like, oh God, it's difficult, I can't do this, you know, I'll never get this right, I hate English, but I have to do it from a job, you know, that's the relationship at their worst. And we go, is this sausage a waiter or a creator? And they go, it's a waiter. Would you choose this sausage? No, I wouldn't choose it. Okay. Then when they go off and do a creative sausage, what would they choose to feel? And they make this huge sausage, and it's always completely different, with loads of pictures and colours and da-da, and they present their sausage who they would choose to be on this course. And then they present it, and you should see the body language, everything changed. They don't even have to think, even at a low level. But then they've made that conscious choice, and it's been anchored, and then we stick all the sausages around the room. It's really good fun. It's not the right way to do anything. There's nothing right in any of this. I'm just sharing my experience. Okay? But I want to get everybody to be noticers. Aware so that they can consciously choose their experience. Like if all of you consciously chose on Monday or tomorrow morning to go in and choose, I'm going to be and experience fun irrespective of what anybody says or does. How would you feel? What would your day be like? What would you be doing? I bet you get creative. I bet you'd be in the moment. Would be fun, but we blame the outside circumstances because we're not consciously choosing. Okay? There's no time for questions. Those are the things you need to focus on. And all I'm suggesting you to do is focus it on yourself. Now remember, you're only reading the book here, you're not getting the experience, which is completely different. Okay? These are the questions. Would I choose to feel like that? It's noticing moment to moment to moment. So when you get that phone call or somebody phones you and says, why are your bookings down? Because they are. They are what they are, and I'm going to choose to stay completely relaxed when I have that conversation. Or one thing I get them to do is choose to be powerful at whatever level of English they've got, especially in spoken. We don't do spoken performance workshop, but we do a lot of spoken performance stuff. We say, right, you're going to learn how to say what you mean and mean what you say. And they say, yeah, we need to do a PowerPoint. I go, no, we're not having PowerPoints, and I'll tell you why. PowerPoints are a crutch, but they are useful, of course, I'm not knocking them. But generally, people use them as a crutch. So we're not going to do PowerPoint. What we're going to do is this. We're going to put power in our sausage machine to use really simple language, and we're going to focus more on connecting with the audience than we are what we're saying. We're not even going to think about it, but we're going to put power in our sausage machine. So we don't use PowerPoint, we stand in our power and point. And they get that. I'm going to stand in my power and point. Because that's really powerful. Because you feel good. But you've got to choose to be powerful. and you've got to get beyond people criticising and all the rest of it. Okay?
Sorry, just
go on.
I used to do this with groups as well. They can say something simple. They can say their name and where they're from.
Yeah.
From that place.
Yeah.
Which is quite, and they can see and they can feel the difference.
Yeah.
They get feedback, the difference, what it's like to start from that place.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got to get them. The way to unblock is to raise awareness so they can consciously choose their experience. That's it. And if they go, I go, okay, am I listening to you or your script? And they go, script. Okay, I want to listen to you. It's quite amazing. I'll tell you a little thing I do on Monday morning, especially if you've got a new little group and stuff come in. What I do is, say you've got 4 or 5 people together, I go, well, have a chat together. And I'll go out of the room, have a coffee, have a bag, come back, and as soon as I come back, they stop talking. You notice that in classes? Yeah. I say, tell each other about your jobs. Come back, and they start talking. Tell each other what you want about your week. They start talking again.
I can tell you how to do it better. Just stop talking. You stop talking when you come back in. That's what I do. If you come in 3 or 4 times, they get used to it.
Yeah.
Stop being a trigger for them to stop talking.
Absolutely. But I'm the reason, and it's a brilliant thing. I am their trigger. Right? I don't come in and talk. I just come and sit down. Okay. However, I am their trigger. You're dead right. And I just say, do you notice something? And they go, yeah, we stopped talking. That's the first morning. I'm getting into the noticing. What did you notice when I came in and went out? Well, when you weren't here, we were talking. When you were here, we weren't. I said, why is that? And they said, because you're the teacher. So, okay. See, so they've got an identity for me, which is from their script. Like when I asked you the question, something you said, and I said, oh, who made that assumption it was a trick? Might have been you, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, I didn't say it was a trick. You made it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. So I said, so I'm the teacher, right? I haven't said I'm the teacher, but anyway. So right now, I've got this huge neon light, red, going, teacher, teacher, teacher. Is that right? And they go, yeah. So I said, well, who put it there? We did. Because I didn't say I was a teacher. I just said hello. And I said, so if I've got this big red neon light teacher here on my head, what have you unconsciously put on your head? And they go, student! Because they know. They have now recognized the identity and noticed the identity that they have given themselves. A student. So then we take it a bit further and say, okay, so what does it feel like to be a student? It's hard. I've got to get it right. I'm worried about what other things, compare. They go all into this. And when were you last a student? Well, about 20 years ago. And if it feels like that, what behaviours, what will you be doing in your course here? And they go, well, we wait for you. We're passive. We'll look for all the answers from you. I go, exactly. Would you choose to wait for all the answers from me, seeing as you're a 45-year-old business guy? You're not used to that, are you? And they go, well, no. And I said, well, what we've got to do then is, like, I'll take this label off, and you take yours off, and now what have we got? Human beings. Fabulous. I've got more English than you, you've got more German than me.